What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna look at Candace. I believe I'm saying that name correctly. The 4-star in Cyno's banner. Just like the last video with Cyno, we're gonna take a look at the talents first and foremost, and we'll go from there. So, normal attacks. Pretty standard once again. Alright, the multipliers on her normal attack look pretty normal. Nothing interesting there. Let's look at the skill. Candace's fighting style is capable of warding off an entire tide of foes. Rushes forward if you tap it, and with her shield dealing hydro damage to opponents in front of her. If you hold it, she will raise her shield to block incoming attacks from nearby opponents, forming a barrier that absorbs damage based on her max HP and absorbs hydro damage 250% more effectively. This barrier lasts until the elemental skill is unleashed. After holding for a certain period of time, Candace will finish charging, and when the skill button is released, the skill duration expires. Or wait, did I read that right? Candace will finish charging, and when the skill button is released, the skill duration expires, or when the barrier is broken, she will perform a leaping strike that deals hydro damage to opponents in front of her. So let's look at the attributes. Skill damage absorption. So it absorbs about, it's a shield that absorbs almost 20% of your max HP, plus a base of 22,167 at level 8. So basic damage, about the same as the shield. Charged up, it does 30.5% of your max HP. And then it has a 3-second longer cooldown if you decide to do the hold version, which definitely sounds like the better version of the skill here. Already sounds like a Beto or a Yunjin playstyle. Nothing wrong with that. Let's look at the burst. Raising her weapon on high, Candace calls upon a divine blessing that deals AoE hydro damage based on her max HP. So again, it's another hydro character where we're gonna want to just focus on HP. She could be a tenacity holder, tenacity of the millilith, or some sort of other artifact piece set or support set. Anyways, continuously confers the prayer of the Crimson Crown on your active character. Did I read that right? Okay, we'll have to see what that is. The Prayer of the Crimson Crown. The effect has the following properties. Characters will deal increased elemental damage. Wow. With their normal attack. So right off the bat, we just tested Cyno, so she has some synergy with him already. Not to mention, since she's Hydro, she can work with a Dendro Aggravate Hyper Bloom team. Whenever a character takes the field, they will unleash a rippling wave of water that deals hydro damage to nearby opponents. There's a limited number of waves that can be triggered in the duration of this skill. Sword, Claymore, and polearm wielding characters under this effect will obtain a hydro infusion. So, just in case you guys are wondering, this doesn't mess up with your Cyno because his electro damage cannot be overridden when he uses his burst. But this is also interesting to know that she has hydro infusion on her attacks. On her, on her burst. So something to keep in mind. Let's see, we have Aegis of Crossed Arrows. If Candace is hit by an attack during the whole duration of the skill, that skill will finish charging instantly. So just like Beto or Yunjin, if you time this, well, maybe you don't even have to time it. As long as you're just doing the hold version during an attack, you'll get the strongest version of it instantly, so it doesn't even seem like you have to like time a count or anything. Celestial Dome of Sand. Characters affected by the crown from her burst will deal 0.5% increased damage to every opponent for every 1,000 points of Candace's max HP when they deal elemental damage with their normal attacks. Holy moly! Get this girl with your Cyno if you plan to pull him. They are going hand in hand right now with this effect. Are you serious? She can also work with characters like Yoimiya and Ayato. I don't know. There's a lot of potential basically with this Celestial Dome of Sand talent. This thing is great. It is not crazy again, we showed this when I was building Zhongli, or when I did the Zhongli video. It is not crazy to get 30,000, 40,000, even 50,000 HP on a character. That's actually not bad at all. Very interesting to play with that. Very, very interesting to see what you can do with that. To Dawn's First Light. Decreasing climbing stamina consumption. Okay, so climbing stuff. That's pretty useful, actually. Alright, let's look at the weapon. So they gave her the catch. Interesting weapon choice here. So this is a weapon for new players that don't know. You get this weapon from fishing. You have to fish quite a lot to get this weapon and to get it to refinement 5. It does have energy recharge as a substat, I guess, for more consistent burst uptime. Makes sense. And they gave her the emblems of Severed Fate. Wait. Oh, I see. They gave her 2-piece tenacity, 2-piece Severed Fate for the HP increase and for energy recharge. Dang, they really want more consistent burst time. All right, so we're gonna actually do a combat run finally with Candace and see how well she performs. So they gave us Kali, Lisa, and Kaya, by the way. So that's the charged version, by the way, that we just saw. Let's just wait a sec here and use the normal version. This is the tap. It's just like a shield bash. This is her normal attacks. I really like her normal attack combo there. It looks really cool. It's just a shame it's not something you're going to be using. Let's see the charge attack. Standard there. Oh boy. So we can see this Candace, by the way, has almost 38k HP, and that is definitely something doable. So let's try out the burst. Let me apply Hydro or Dendro real fast. Try the burst. So we can see the splash. It's good for hydro application. The burst is great for hydro application, but it doesn't do much damage, and that's okay. You definitely just want to do the hold version. Hold. Charged up. And do that. So the only problem we have with this character trial is that we don't have a good oops, I didn't mean to exit the stage. As I was saying, the only problem I have with the team comp they gave us is that Candace is definitely a support character. That much is obvious, with some decent damage numbers, by the way, on her skill. When you actually do the charged version of it, it's pretty decent, but her burst is definitely use it and then swap, right? Because you can apply the wave thing, and you want to swap to a character that's going to actually deal more elemental damage with their normal attacks. So this is where you would pop the burst, swap to your Yoimiya, swap to your Ayato, swap to your Cyno if you have them at that point. So it was hard to really see how much more benefit she can give you, because we're not given a good main DPS here. Like, you wouldn't use Kali's normal attacks, you wouldn't... Lisa maybe, but not really. And then we have Kaya, but I doubt these characters are really well built. I would definitely like to see it on a more appropriate main DPS. Not saying that they can't be good main DPSs, Kaya or Lisa, but someone that synergizes with her better for normal attacks, that is. Let's take a look at the constellations next. Now this is actually something that's doable, right? For us free-to-play players out there, low spenders, let's take a look. So the duration of Prayer of the Crimson Crown effect triggered by the Sacred Rite Wagtail's Tide is increased by 3 seconds. So more buff time basically off the burst, which is nice. When your elemental skill hits opponents, Candace's max HP will be increased by 20% for 15 seconds. Wow. Plus 3 and 5 for C3 and C3 and C5 respectively, so we'll just skip those. C4 will shorten the hold cooldown of Sacred, her skill, to be the same. Wow, that's actually really nice there. What the heck? So just to showcase this, it's basically going to be a 6-second cooldown. So there's no penalty, so to speak, of using the hold version. C6, when characters excluding Candace herself are affected by the crown from her burst, they will deal elemental damage to opponents using normal attacks. An attack will be unleashed that deals attack wave, excuse me, that deals AoE hydro damage equal to Candace's 15% of Candace's max HP. This effect can trigger once every 2.3 and is considered elemental burst damage. That is very, very interesting to note there. Wow, this character is really good. Candace is really, really good. Yeah, you definitely just want to use the hold version over the tap. I don't know why you would use the tap. It doesn't even take that long to charge up. Even though I did it early there before he attacked, I was kind of waiting for him to attack. It doesn't take that long to charge up. And I believe that is the max version, right? Yeah, that is the max version. It does not take that long to charge up. Damn, imagine this on a 6-second cooldown. You'd be doing this all the time. What a great character. Bam. So it doesn't do that much damage. And that's okay that it doesn't, because Candace is definitely a support. And I don't mean the healing support. She's a buffing support. Similar to Beta or even Yunjin, where they empower your team without healing. No healing on this team. Which is weird. They didn't give us a healer. You could even give her, I forgot to mention, you could give her Hydro Resonance and she will get a 25% increase to her HP for free. For free. Chat. There isn't even a Hydro character on this team, a second Hydro for the Resonance. So you could imagine she would easily get over 40k. Getting a lot of HP on her does not seem like a hard task at all. Easy to build support, a lot of value to your main DPS and team. I kind of want to just try her out on so many different things. The artifacts, I do see what they were going for here, and this is definitely a solid option. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that she could use. She could be a Tenacity of the Millilith 4-piece set user, by the way, because she could grant your team an attack buff if you do not need the energy recharge. For Emblem of Severed Fate, I wouldn't really do, obviously, the 4-piece set bonus from that artifact set because, you know, she doesn't really do burst damage, or at least not that much burst damage by herself, so that's not something you would go for. Yeah, I think she'll be either that or another Noblesse Oblige user if you don't have one on your team. She could definitely be a Noblesse user for the buff again, but you would be wasting that 2-piece. The 2-piece bonus would be wasted. But this is also solid. I think I would build her personally full on Tenacity of the Millilith for the buff to the team. Anyways, I think the character is a lot of fun to play as. She seems really solid in a lot of teams and definitely has a lot of potential. And her constellations seem really, really good. And those are definitely obtainable. So I think she's a great character. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Candace? And with that being said, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.